people, I don't know, man, once they're kind of done with you, they just drop you, if you know what I mean, or just let you go. So it's good to have that, like you said, how we're building with Ringo's man's family, Ringo's your family. So it's like, I mean, today I feel like I've known you forever. I see you all the time. You always come and help out.
Come on, brother. And I see you more time with Ringo, and I can see just the dynamics without even you saying certain things that you two are connected. That just makes the thing set.
That's right.
Peace and love, people. I'm the therapeutic author, and I'm here with my boy Fendi.
Come on, man. Big up, man.
More love, my family.
Yeah, man. Big up always.
Fendi was supporting man's channel and supporting what I was doing. He reached out through a mutual friend of both of ours, Ringo Vision. Yeah, we just said, let's just link up and just make something happen.
How you been, though? You good?
My brother, I can't complain. I'm healthy. I'm here. And yeah, it's good to be able to reason with you today, my brother. You know, I checked out a few of your rap videos. Talk to me a little bit about what you're doing, music.
Yeah, a lot of people know me from being an artist, being a recording artist. My music journey starts from just growing up. Like when I was like 15, growing up in the era before grime kicked in. It was like the garage, that kind of garage-ish era. And just kind of like messing about in my estate in the youth club. And big up Dre as well, my brethren Dre. He used to, every like Saturdays, he would have like a set, they would call it a grime set in his bedroom. The older lot from my community, they were MCs, so they were called D4W, so they would go and do their thing. And then I would just like write 1 or 2 bars and just see how it sounded. And then when I got a good reaction, like I just kind of said, all right, let me write some more bars. And then I kind of took it from there. But I love music. When I started writing, I feel, again, it was a form of expression. It was a form of therapy to myself. Because as much as I'm good at speaking and talking and communicating with people, when I do go through things in life, I find it hard to kind of talk about them, you know what I mean? Like I think maybe a lot of us as men do, you know what I mean?
100.
To kind of just, yeah. When I started writing music, it kind of made me a bit more expressive. It helped my punctuality as well, because I got kicked out of school early. My reading and writing wasn't the greatest, but I feel through time where I was writing on notepad, I had to get my spelling on point. I had to learn what certain words meant when what I was saying. Because I'm a man that, right, if I'm saying the word, I'm not trying to say something I don't understand what it means. So I'll go and research that word. I'll look in a dictionary, encyclopedia. So that was kind of like my journey. It got to like, I was in a grime collective, doing a bit of grime. But then as time went on, the music industry was still young.
Okay, yeah.
Didn't think that you could make money from it, or it was just a hobby.
It was a hobby and a place, again, like where you could express yourself.
Yes.
I think that's powerful how you was able to, without even knowing, utilize other skills.
Yeah.
Your writing, build confidence with your writing, your reading.
Let's go.
And you mentioned earlier core, yeah? In a minute, I'll show you different skipping exercises that you can do to help with your core.
Okay.
What you want to do is just start to bring your knees up high.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can go 5 in this leg, 3. Even if you're not skipping and you're putting your knees up, this is working your core.
Okay.
You
So even if you're just doing that.
Yeah. Sometimes you move forward, and if you just keep going once you're in that rhythm. You keep going, you try not to get out of that rhythm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go backward, sometimes you go to the side. You know, if you want to speed up, knees up high, that's core. And then when you start getting a bit more advanced, you can just double up. But that will all come with timing anyway, you know what I mean? That's all comes with timing, yeah. What area did you grow in?
I grew up in Tulsa.
Okay, yeah. And having people in the community that did the music that was kind of, you could see around.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I have to big up Ringo again, because Ringo's been into videography and photography since I've ever known him. Like from when he left primary school and he was in secondary school, he was a man that always would just like to, he would have cameras and that. And we'd just be looking at, what's that gonna, you know the way that, what's this bit like? He's like, no, trust me. And he was the one, he came to me, this was 2007, he said, I've got a camera and I want you lot to film a music video. Just drop me a little change or whatever it is. But it wasn't like, remember them days there, yeah, to do a music video would probably cost you about 3-4 grand. Yeah, like, cause they're filming on reels. And man just paid him like a 150 or 100, but it was nothing. It was a petty change. That was my first music video. It's called Fend Productions on YouTube. And then that kind of motivated me, because it was like Ringo was doing Icy Streets DVD, he put me on the DVD. Then a couple of the older lot was working with Streets Incarcerated. They put me on Sticky Business, a DVD, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I remember Streets Incarcerated.
Yeah, so Streets Incarcerated, I was on there, but they never ever released the footage. So I was getting encouraged like, raw, these DVD guys and these platforms are starting to recognize me. And then, yeah, just being encouraged by the older lot in the area as well. And then I kind of become like the face now of my area. And then I'm influencing the younger lot as well. So the whole younger collective, you had like Grips, RIP, you had Spar, even Little Torments, we got Youngin as well.
Yeah, I want to big up Ringo Vision as well, because he's not only a pillar to the community, he's also a visionary.
He's a visionary.
As you just expressed. In reference to the music, when was the first memory that you have of being able to express something in music that you couldn't express in real life?
That's a good one. It would have to be probably in the beginning times when I was writing, I'd say like 2007 times when I was doing grime.
Okay.
And our grime name, yeah, it's mad, yeah, it was called S.A.M, yeah, that's what we had to change it to, but it was called Shankerman Crew.
My guys will be gassing, you know I'm streetwising. I roll with these assassin. I spit bars, don't tell no lies. And fence on the mic, I don't tell no lies.
It's mad because saying that, even us to be able to express, that's what our crew's name is. So our whole theme of what we're doing in grime was to do with Shankerman, and it's like, I can't just sit and talk to my mum and dad like this. You know the way they're on my older brothers and that. But I feel that when I'm expressing this on a tune, they're saying Shankerman Crew. They're notifying us we've made it like we haven't when they hear Shankerman, they're not even thinking no more as like man shanking man. They're just thinking, right, Shankerman's Fend and Rare and Cursor and you get me?
Yeah.
So rap and hip hop and bashment music was created before man's time, and it was always a form of expression for us to talk how we want to talk, you know what I mean? So I would say that form of like talking bad or talking greasy was always there with that platform. But I think for me personally, I would say that was the pinpoint, like 2006, 2007, when we said, yeah, we're Shankerman Crew and we're doing music, and it's Shankerman. What do you call it? Shankerman. Like everyone's singing it in the end.
Yeah. It's the skills a little bit, yeah?
All right, cool.
I've written down 4 words.
Yeah.
And I just want you to give me a little 16 a head top flow, if
cool.
you can.
Freestyle, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a battle rapper. Man ain't Murder Mook and them man there, but you know, music is my therapy. Better know I got the recipe. When I rap, I just spit real bars. I don't need a melody. Hey, I'm old school. I used to record in instant melodies. Hey, shout Code 7, Asher Senator. Hey, I remember them days there when I was trying to be more like a president, not a senator. Hey.
Earlier you spoke about music being a form of therapy. And in my studies, what I realised is they've got this thing called creative counselling that actually involves even listening to music. Elaborate on a little bit more how music is therapeutic for you.
Okay, when I first listened to, I'd say Styles P, when I first heard Styles P, yeah, he was like, I'm sicker than comparisons. Ain't no other rapper on the corner or the coupe with the roof or the Remington, PB on the grind. Like, he's saying like, when I'm writing my lyrics, yeah, like no one ain't better than me, you know what I mean? So there's rappers like Styles P, Jadakiss, even Tupac, Nas. Like when I heard Nas explain the story for the bullet goes back in the gun, the bullet holes, I'm sitting there listening to it like, raw, this is a story, like, whoa. And then some of the lyrics that they're saying, it's like, where we live, like they know we're from the UK, whatever, but where we live, this is where we can relate to this. I'll hear a song sometimes, yeah, and it's like that rapper's talking to me, or that singer's talking to me, like, I'm going through this right now. Because music is a form of expression, and I don't deal with depression, but I've been depressed. And every time I've been depressed, I just talk how I feel, or I like a spliff of cess.
Vision.
Hold tight, Ringo Vision. We be feeding the homeless every day, we're on a mission. And I told them people I got the intuition. And you see the ones that didn't listen, they have to learn.
Therapy.
Cause when we're doing our therapy, we're doing it for free. We ain't trying to earn. But even if we earn, you know we're gonna get this money up. Hey, and you know we're not funny cause I'll be trying to get this. Hey, yo. I'm trying to think still.
Nah, you don't.
I can play this out loud. I want you to all hear how I'm feeling right now, because if I'm shouting at you lot or just shouting and saying, fuck the world, excuse my language, I'm gonna look crazy. I might get sectioned. You know what I mean? So I feel when I hear music, and then again, yeah, not even trying to drag the question up, but especially when I hear my UK artists, like when grime came about and I'm seeing Skepta in America, I'm seeing gigs in America, rapping with Maine, or I'm seeing gigs rapping with, I'm like, yes.
Collaborations, the
yeah,
connections, yeah.
Yeah, you're repping, because I
It's
know.
like we're winning as well, same time.
Yes, we're winning as well. And you lot are explaining how, now you're making these lot wake up and say, right, there's a ghetto in England.
Yes.
Black man been through sufferation in England, because certain Americans will feel that us black people in England have had it good. It's good to hear an artist expressing, yes, come on man, rep, and let the people know, because you're even connecting all the other people now, because music connects people from
100%.
all races and
so
cultures.
it's like almost like a soundtrack. Our life is, and a soundtrack to what we couldn't express at the time, but would feel and see.
Yes.
On a track, when was the last time you was able to be vulnerable?
Oh, on the track when
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
okay, I like that one, you know. Being vulnerable for me on a track would be, I'd say even my journey, yeah, because the type of music I put out, so it's like my concept's bare pain. So I'm just talking about bare pain. Some people, a lot of people, even that go through that, they might go out on a Friday night and they're in a nightclub. They ain't trying to listen to bare pain. They're not trying to hear man talking about losing your mum, or they're not trying to hear man talking about not having no money for electric. You know what I mean? Or man had to rob man to buy food. They don't want to hear that. Some people have been through sufferation so much, yeah. Why do I want to come and hear your sufferation? So I feel for me, yeah, in my whole journey of like, especially doing this bare pain 1, bare pain 2, and just doing that type of pain music, I feel I've left myself vulnerable to the people that, bro, like, stop making that emotional rap, stop moaning, you know what I mean? Like, the second one would be like, if I'm doing a collaboration with someone and they spin me on the track, I've left myself vulnerable. Like when I'm doing, anytime you do a collaboration as an artist, yeah, you're leaving yourself vulnerable, you know what I mean? It's a sport.
Yeah,
One of us at the end of this fight here is gonna be vulnerable,
Yeah,
man's gonna be hurt, innit?
Yeah, yeah,
We're both gonna be hurt, but one of us gonna win.
Yeah,
Otherwise it's
someone's
gonna
gonna
feel
have to pick up themselves,
Yeah,
basically,
I'm gonna feel vulnerable, like, nah, I
yes,
need to pick up myself, so.
I understand.
So I write with my left hand, yeah,
Uh-huh.
but my power hand's my right hand, so I usually stand
Right,
this way.
so
yeah.
that's easier
That's
for
my
me.
jab hand, my left hand.
Perfect. So,
That's like orthodox.
all right,
So.
show me your stance for what you would know your stance to be. Yeah. All right. Put this foot a bit more on this side. Right. The reason I said put that foot on that side is because you're more in balance. If your foot's here and it's aligned, you're more off balance. But if it's here, you're more set. Hands up. Cool. If I say step back,
Yeah.
I want you to just take one step back, but keep your feet in the same proximity. Yeah, step back.
Keep
Okay,
it.
step back again. Step forward. Same proximity.
Oh,
because
yeah.
step forward, but
have
keep
it.
them, do what you just did. Back, forward. Cool. Now what you did originally, yeah, is you stepped back and did that, and then you stepped forward and did that. Now, if you step forward, stand here. I'm gonna step back how you did first. Push me. I'm off balance.
Yeah.
Yeah? But if I step back and keep my foot in that same proximity, step forward, push me. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm more planted. I can just, you know what I mean? So that's why it's important when you're moving from different sides, you always keep that same proximity with your feet apart. So you've got that balance, right? So you spoke about creating from a place of pain. Is there ever times where you create from a place of peace as well?
My music is always pain, and not always peace, but majority of it is peace. And one thing that's highlighted that to me, coming from where I'm coming from, like growing up in Tulsa, I could have easily done the put on the mask, go on the block, get the younger lot. I can do the grease thing, the bad man thing, you know what I mean? I've never done that because I know, again, every artist is vulnerable. And especially when you're representing an area or you're representing a gang, you know what I mean? And this is why a lot of tit for tats happen, because people antagonize each other on songs. So music ain't the cause of gang crime, but it's an again, man's feeling vulnerable. You spoke about my dead friend. When I see I'm licking your head off, you get me? Where I would say the peace aspect comes in, yeah, is that me coming from Tulsa, like, and this is by my heart, like, when I do my music, I always try and rep for upper and lower. Like I know they war, I know they have problems. Furthermore, I'm doing this for Lambeth. Nah, furthermore, I'm doing this for South London. Nah, furthermore, I'm doing this for London. You know, that's my concept. Furthermore, I'm doing this for UK. You know the way there. Then when we go out there, furthermore, I'm doing this for Europe. So it's always, for me, it's peace. You won't hear one diss track with me out there with against no artist. Like, I don't have no music beef with no one. Yeah, we all have politics and people don't get on with each other, but Yeah, but I don't antagonize no one. I stay out of their way. So I feel the music that I do make is coming from a place of peace as well and like unity. You know what I mean? So
Obviously, we go through certain levels, but it's like anything we're putting out there really has to come back as well. You know what I mean?
Facts,
And
bro.
now you've stapled something in history as well when you're making your art. Because this is literally what it is. It's an art form. It's many things, but one thing is an art form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Swaying over to the element of physical exercise. How has physical exercise helped you with your mindset in life generally?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's helped me a lot still because, like, growing up and that, I was an angry person. I was just angry, fam. School, even my attention span's a bit rubbish. Like, I don't know if I got ADHD, I don't know what it is, you get me? But like training, like especially the past 2 years, yeah, like doing a bit of boxing, like big up Pepsi, my brother Pepsi, big up Wale, because they're the two brothers that kind of said, raw, like, let's, raw, what's going on here? Oh, go on, dog. But they're the two brothers that said to me, we should, well, it was my brother Wale at first said, Rob, can we go to the park and we do some training and calisthenics? And at the time as well, I had a baby on the way. So, you know, like having a baby on the way is not easy, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not carrying it, but still, as a man, there's a lot of pressure on us, you get me? Like, we don't even talk about, like, so there's a lot of pressure on me at the time, and I feel, even at that time, I probably wasn't even in the financial position that I would want to be. You know what I mean? Things weren't, like I'm doing a lot, I'm walking on the road, man know my name and face, but I'm 10 toes in, you get me? I'm not in I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on me, and I feel, when I started training, like I started off trying to do calisthenics, because obviously I'm not a slim guy, so I said, no, do you know what? I've always done the gym man, muscle man thing. Let me get I want to lift myself up, I want to start doing pads and just skipping and things like that. So when I started doing that, I started realizing the first thing was that all that energy and anger that I might have had in me in the morning, yeah, and by the time I've done the pads and the skipping, bro, I'm tired, fam. Like, I've got no energy to even shout at anyone or, you know what I mean, or rage. And for two as well, my mind was feeling a little bit more clearer, like more than when I'm smoking, like, because when you're smoking weed and that, it clouds your mind sometimes. It's like all the problems are still there, but you're just, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it. Then all the problems are building up, and then when you don't have that spliff now, or you're gonna while out, you get me? But when it comes to training, especially doing like boxing, it makes you humble, fam. Like,
100%.
Yeah, it just made me humble a lot.
You got this. I told you, by the time we finish this session, you're going to be able to do this combination. Let's show and prove, yeah?
All right, let's go.
Nice and relax, yeah?
Nice
Don't
and
overthink,
relax,
yeah?
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink, yeah?
Breathe as well, like you said.
What comes after the free?
The block,
right.
yeah? And then after the block, it's the hook straight.
Yeah, nice and tidy, yeah? Let's go.
All right, cool.
1, 2, 3. Let's go again.
One more time.
Come on. 1, 2, 3. Keep your hands up again.
Hands up.
Keep it higher.
Yeah.
Good, again. Good, one more time, hands up.
Come on.
Come on, my brother.
Told you were gonna get it,
So-
you know what I mean? We know it all, but we don't know it all. You can learn, you might have done a bit of pads before. My ego's outside, my ego's over there. And this is what a lot of people gotta learn, you know what I mean? Like, when you're doing therapy, when you're doing training, just listen sometimes, man, because you're gonna feel better after. Let out all this aggression out, and then it kind of gives you a capability of, I know what I'm capable of doing now, so you know what? Let me just chill out. And I know what other people are capable. That's another thing. All fighters know what other people are capable of doing because they spar. Every fighter I've met is humble. Every fighter I've met. You can see in their eyes, yeah, if they flip like that, it's peak for everyone. But they're all humble, no matter what situation they're in. Like, even my guy Pepsi, yeah, I see him in a hard situation in life. But when he's fighting, when he's training, his ego's out of the door.
Yeah. The more power you have and the more experience that you go through is the more that you realize the more you contain and the more you control.
Yeah.
And that's what leads to that humbleness. You understand? And you spoke a little bit about how the benefits of training for your mindset and having good people around you to get on that path, going through things when you was expecting your child, being 10 toes and not going through financial issues. These are things that, real life things that a lot of us are facing up to day, but haven't got no one to express to.
Facts.
So The training is like almost like, it's almost like it takes you to another place to where you don't have to worry about that, but then at the same time you're building yourself.
Yeah.
And dissolving pain and anger.
Because you know another thing, yeah? Imagine this, before I was doing pads and all that, yeah, and boxing, yeah, I couldn't pass my driving test. I couldn't get as soon as I learn, like my coach is always saying, slowly. So like, imagine when I'm doing my driving test, yeah, all that's in my head is my man saying to me, slowly.
Deep.
And I'm treating the clutch and the pedals and the brakes like it's the pads, the combination.
Powerful.
You know what I mean?
Powerful.
And I said to myself, I just used that for some reason and I passed. Like, I passed straight away and the instructor's like, right, yeah, like the guy that, he's like, you passed with flying colours, like. And so little things like that, yeah, I realised, like you said, it started making me, it built, man, like, right, let me focus and do my YouTube. Let me focus and get my podcast done. Let me focus, clarity.
So you was able to use what you was taught in the boxing and apply it into your real life.
Into life.
I think the way man was flinging into different words, it's allowing man to, because I was thinking, you said enough, you done enough, that's sounding right. Boom, vision.
Next one,
expression.
Yeah. Like, bro, don't be scared to have therapy. Don't be scared to talk. You know, we go through things in life, just sometimes just talk, just open up, because that will help with the mental health, you know what I mean? That will help with like other thoughts in your head saying, the world's against me, this person doesn't like me. But if you talk about it, maybe that person you talk to might just be listening, and sometimes, because this is what therapy is about, you know?
100%.
Therapy is just about like talking, someone either listen or someone that could maybe relate and be like, I've been through that. You're not alone here, you know what I mean? Like, I've lost friends to suicide, and I just wish that they spoke to, like, you know what I mean? My friend spoke to me. I wish he just called my phone, said, Fend, I feel like this. And I just let him speak, or, because maybe he would still be here today, you know what I mean? So I think therapy is very important because we ain't got enough of this. So what you're doing, bro, just keep it up. I'm here. Anything I could do to support you, I'm always going to be here, bro.
I appreciate the love, bro.
Real talk, man.
The importance, bro, of expression. I always talk about it, the importance of expression and how suppressing your feelings, your thoughts, what it can lead to. It can lead to sickness. And sometimes just that conversation, you know, you might have been on a journey on a train. I've been on a train before, or a tram before, and a man's literally telling me his life story, bro.
Yep.
And just having that listening ear, that could have been that thing that stopped him from making that second step.
Yep.
So it's about being compassionate, just knowing that everybody needs somebody, bro. No matter what anybody says, we all need somebody. At the end of the day, we're all in this world together.
Yes.
And sometimes just take time to be more compassionate and more curious to what somebody's going through instead of just assuming you know. It doesn't matter your age, you have something to give.
Yeah.
You know the saying, it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
I have my strengths that I can add. You have your strengths. We all have our own different strengths. So remember that, you know what I mean? And just add your little piece
Yeah, man.
to the world.